We're waiting on Facebook. There we go.
There's our
Hello.
Facebook peeps.
How's it going?
Hey, we're back.
Good day.
I know.
Happy Hump Day.
Happy Hump Day. Hey, thanks for joining us today. Welcome back, Kristen. Always good to see you here.
You too. Thank you so much.
Yeah. I'm Brian, by the way. I'm the owner of Skin Therapeutic.
And I'm Kristen. I'm the Customer Experience Manager.
Hey, what are you drinking today? What's in your cup?
Coffee black.
Coffee black. Coffee butter. I'm back with the coffee butter again.
I can't get on that bandwagon.
It's so good. It's the best.
I just can't get on with
It's
that.
okay.
I really
You don't have
can't.
to do it.
That's it. Well, cheers. Happy
Cheers.
Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday. We've got some good stuff to talk about today.
Yes, I'm very excited about this
Very excited.
topic.
It's good. We've got a lot of new information that we haven't shared before.
Absolutely. So today we're going to be talking about acne. We've covered this topic before, but there's always new things coming out, and so we'd like to approach it at a different angle than what we've done before, and talk about some new things.
Yeah, we've got a lot of cool stuff. You know, there's a lot of myths about acne. Did you know this? There's myths. Myths about acne. And I actually found a quiz online to test your acne acumen.
Okay.
Now I'm just going to tell you up front, I made 100 on this test.
No pressure.
I got them all right, but I thought I would share some of those questions with you to see.
Oh, okay. I'm going to take the quiz.
Yeah, see how you do. I'm not going to leave all of them to you, but I picked out a few that I think are nice because some
ready.
of them were pretty easy.
All right.
Let's see. All right, so I will give you the statement, and you have to tell me whether it's a myth or a fact.
Okay. I feel like I'm on, what's that show with Regis? The $1 Million thing?
Yeah. Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Yes, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Okay, we'll go with it. I can't promise you any money, but we'll see what we can do. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so the first one. Acne will clear on its own once the teenage years are over.
Myth.
Myth. Boom. As you guys probably know.
Yes.
Acne can continue into your adult years.
Absolutely.
I know I'm in the 50-ish range, and I get them. Probably had one last week.
Probably.
Maybe so. Okay, second one. Acne will clear more quickly if you scrubbed your face.
That's tricky, but scrub as in like use a exfoliator, or scrub as in just wash it?
I cannot give you any more information than what I've given you.
Well, that's tricky. I'm going to say, what's the word, myth or what?
Myth or fact?
Fact. I'm going to go with fact, but I'm not positive on that.
Wrong!
Oh!
It is a myth.
Okay.
And so the key word there was scrubbing.
Okay.
So if you scrub your face hard like typically we want to do when you have a pimple, you're just going to get in there and get after it. But it actually can inflame the skin. It can spread bacteria. There's lots of things it can do. So no, you don't want to scrub acne too hard. Don't scrub it. Yeah, you can gently wash your face, use certain products and things like that. Okay. So no.
Myth.
No. Myth. Okay. Next one. Blackheads appear when pores get clogged with dirt.
Yes, that's fact.
Fact. That is also a myth.
It isn't also a myth?
Yeah, it's not dirt.
It's not dirt?
It's not dirt. What it is it's excess oil and dead skin cells that get clogged in there. But it's not dirt. And we'll talk about this a little bit later as to why it's black.
Gotcha.
And why they call it that. But no, it's not that.
Gotcha. I'm not doing very good on this.
I know. Well, I kind of sprung this on you, but it's okay. All right, so here's one that I know you'll get. Changing your sheets and pillowcases at least once a week can help clear acne.
That is fact, and I'm for
Bingo.
sure on that one.
Yeah, you are correct. Why is that, Kristen? Tell us why.
It's just because your skin, your body actually goes into rest and restore mode whenever you're sleeping, and so you have a higher cellular turnover rate during that time, and you leave all this bacteria and grossness and slobber and snot and everything on your pillow, and then you put your face on it several days in a row, and so if you don't clean your face before you go to bed, especially, it's even worse, and then you've got makeup and everything else on it.
Yeah, I think you certainly clarified that. Good explanation. Okay, next one. Wearing makeup causes breakouts.
That's a myth.
You are correct. Wearing makeup does not. It's what's in it.
Absolutely.
Right? It's what kind of ingredients are in it. Do they clog pores? That kind of thing. So you just need to be aware of ingredients. And do you wash it off?
Absolutely. Yes. Please wash your face after, even if you apply mineral makeup. Wash your face.
Okay, here's one that may be a little tricky.
Okay.
Tanning helps clear up acne.
No, that's a myth.
You're exactly right. It is a myth. No, it doesn't. It can induce sweating, and which breeds bacteria and stuff like that. So it can actually make it worse.
Also, you don't know how well they've cleaned those beds either. Like, that's just I love the synonym, the petri dish of bacteria.
There's so many of those out there.
I know, tanning beds especially, not just for the skin cancer possibilities.
I was about to say,
things.
Not even to mention that part.
No, that's a whole another.
Certainly increases your risk for melanoma.
Yes. But definitely gross bacteria. You don't know who's cleaned those or what they used or whatever.
Yeah.
I used to tan like crazy.
I think a lot of people used to.
Yeah. And I used to work at a tanning salon, so there's some people are gross.
Yeah, they are. Let's just quit the tanning beds, okay?
Yes.
It's not good for you in any way.
Self-tanner all the way.
Yeah. Last one.
Okay.
Once acne clears, you need a maintenance plan to keep your skin clear.
I think that is fact.
That is definitely a fact. Because guess what? Even when you cleanse your face, bacteria is still there.
Yeah.
Bacteria has not left the environment just because we wash our face.
Absolutely.
It's going to get back on you. It's going to try to get down and get those pimples activated again. We're not going to do it.
Nope.
We're not going to stand
Absolutely
for it.
not going to stand
Not going to stand for that.
So I did pretty crappy on that quiz, but it was informative.
It was informative and fun.
It was and fun.
And fun. We're having fun today. So anyway, that's just a few of the things that I thought were cool about myths of acne. We do want to talk about the types of acne. Just as a review course, I know you guys know what these are. You're professionals out there, so you get it.
Yes.
But there are two main types of acne, and one is associated with inflammation, one is not associated with inflammation. So your non-inflammatory types of acne are going to be your blackheads and your whiteheads.
Yes.
Blackheads, as we talked about earlier, it's when your pores get clogged with either or both sebum and bacteria, excess oil production by your skin, and dead skin cells and stuff like that. Now, the reason why it changes color and turns black is because it's exposed to air.
Interesting.
And what the air does when it hits that is it oxidizes it and changes color. So it changes it to black. However, it can also be yellow, it can be gray, or it can be brown.
Ew.
It doesn't necessarily mean that it has to be black. The key there is that it's exposed to air, and that's why it oxidizes. Whiteheads, the only difference in that is this is a non-inflammatory pimple or blemish. It has a little piece of skin over the top of it, so it's not exposed to air. That's the only difference.
Interesting. So the other type that it is involved with inflammation are like papules and pustules and nodules and cystic lesions. Oh
All
my
of your
gosh.
favorite words.
Oh yeah, I mean, ugh. So, excuse me, pustules. Yeah, pustules are the ones that we associate most with pimples, and those are the ones that have, like pus at the top of the at their tips,
And these will typically be more red than a whitehead because there's inflammation.
Right, exactly. So if you see redness at all, it's definitely from inflammation. And then nodules are those large, solid, painful lumps between the surface of the skin, and then cystic lesions are those two are the toughest ones. They're painful pus-filled lumps that are underneath the skin, and so they're definitely harder to deal with. They last longer than the typical, just a regular pimple, and they have to be dealt with very delicately because you can get scarring really easily with those.
Yeah, that's so true.
So tell us a little bit about the acne classification.
Okay, there is a way that you, as the skincare professional, can determine on your own what type of acne that you're dealing with. So there's a classification schedule that breaks them down into mild, moderate, and severe. Now I know most people, if you get one blemish, one pimple, then it's severe, right? So everybody probably comes to you and goes, "Oh, I've got severe acne," and that may not be the truth based on this scale. Now the scale is important because this helps you determine as the professional, okay, what kind of products do I need to use? What can I not use? What kind of plan do I need to develop for this person? And then how can I set their expectations for how long this is going to take based on the severity of their acne? So it's just important for you to know that how you can determine what your treatment plan is going to be based on this. So if we're talking about moderate acne, or mild acne is the first level. So you're looking at probably less than 20 comedones, which could be blackheads and whiteheads, some sort of combination of those, and less than 15 inflammatory lesions on the skin. So that's when you know that you're dealing with a mild case.
And moderate is 20 to 100 comedones. That's a big jump there.
Yeah.
15 to 50 inflammatory lesions. And then so the skin would exhibit a total of 30 to 135 lesions total. So that's there's a big jump there. I feel like it's just like very little to this to whoa.
Yeah. Hey, and I think it's because of the type.
Gotcha.
Of the lesion, less of the inflammatory ones.
Gotcha.
I would say less cysts and nodules and things like that.
Absolutely. And then what about advanced?
Severe. Moving into severe, you're going to see more than 100 comedones on the skin, and then over 50 cases of inflammatory lesions. And so you're really talking about at least 125 total lesions in the area. And so that's when you know that you're really dealing with severe acne. And there are lots of causes that we'll talk about. There's 4 main causes that really contribute to cause acne. There are some triggers out there that we label as causes, but these are some things that really cause. So excess oil production that your sebum glands just overproduce in that. Clogged pores with that oil and dead skin. Two of the main causes.
Bacteria and then hormones are definitely a huge factor when it comes to acne. And something I do want to mention, you as the professional, you have, during your consultation, whenever you're surveying their skin and kind of looking at it, it's a really good, it's really good for you to be able to separate the type of acne they have from the emotion they feel toward it.
Oh, that's
because
good.
Acne is a very emotional thing for a lot of people because it's normally typically on their face or places on their body that are, that they want to expose or that is seen most often. And so it's really, just keep in mind to be sensitive, even though it may be a very mild case of it and they are acting like it is just the end of their world. It is in their mind. So you want to separate the skin condition and helping manage that from the emotion. So just, you're also their therapist if you didn't know.
Say, that's where you get to be therapist again. Like, I know you know this, they tell you everything.
Yes, absolutely.
So you get to play therapist for a little while.
So bacteria and hormones are the other causes of acne, and we're going to cover this later in the live, but we're going to talk a little bit about menstrual cycles with the hormones.
There are some surprising contributors to acne too that we found in an article, and this was from Everyday Health, and it was an interview with Dr. Francesca Fusco, and she is from the dermatology department at Mount Sinai Hospital in New York City. But some very interesting things that were in this article, and so I know you know that acne is not just a teen thing. There's adults we deal with in 30s, 40s, and 50s, but there is a difference between typical teen acne and typical adult acne. So for teens, typically that acne is going to sit on the surface of the face, not really be that deep within the skin, and on the upper half of the face. For adults, for those of us who are grown, then that is going to typically be on the lower half of the face, and it's going to be a lot more deeper into the skin. And so you're going to see more cysts and more of the inflammation and the painful type acne with adults, unfortunately.
Yeah, so some surprising causes of acne are like hair products, especially aerosol and stuff. If you're using like styling products that you spray into your hair, it can get on your skin, and especially around your forehead area like this, and it could be buildup there, especially, girls, we use dry shampoo like crazy. You need to lay off. Just lay off, or like scrub into your hairline if you use it pretty often. Whenever you wash your face and then exfoliate. So another is facial hair remover. These can make skin tissue swell. So that's sending the acne-causing bacteria deeper into the skin, and it just causes all kinds of issues. So you can remove the hair. You just make sure that you disinfect and wash.
Yes, disinfect. It's very important to keep the bacteria out of those follicles and things like that, because they will swell.
Absolutely.
Skincare products can actually trigger acne. Can you believe that?
Oh, do we know?
Oh, do we know? Yes, we know. We make skincare, in case you didn't know. So what you need to look for and be aware of is that in this article it said the average woman tries 5 to 10 new skincare products a year. And so there's a lot of different things that causes. So one, it freaks your skin out. If you find some products that work and do well, when you change to something new, then your skin goes into reactionary mode, trying to adjust to whatever this new thing is. A lot of times you'll see purging when you incorporate a new skin product, so it actually can cause temporary blemishes because your skin is trying to adjust.
Right.
So find the products that work is the best thing, and then stick with those. But then if you try something new, give it time to work.
Yeah.
You want to make sure that you give it 4 to 6 weeks to see really how it's going to do, and then look for the ingredients, for the non-comedogenic ingredients in those skincare products. And there's lots of scales on the internet. We've talked about this before, the comedogenic scale of ingredients that you can find, and you want to look for those ingredients with lower numbers.
Absolutely. Also, your makeup remover. This is something I've recently kind of dove into because I'm trying out new makeup removers because some of them are oil based and they have ingredients that are comedogenic and so that's kind of a tricky one. So do some research on the ingredients like you were saying, and then your makeup, especially if you're using mineral makeup, a lot of people are like, oh, you don't have to wash it off. No, you need to wash that stuff off every single night, even if it is wonderful mineral makeup. So another one is also traveling. If you're exposed to different environments, especially if you're going on a plane, the altitude has a big effect on your hydration levels in your body, and the weather, and then the water,
humidity, and you probably noticed this. Water's different everywhere you go.
Yes.
You can't change the weather, but you can at least try to be consistent with what you wash your face with. So use bottled water, maybe carry distilled water with you. There are some things that you can do there that can at least be consistent on your skin when you do wash it.
Absolutely. And then sunscreens.
Sunscreens, and we gotta have sunscreen. We know that, and there's lots of different sunscreens out there. Some are chemical, some are physical. The difference is the chemical ones are going to actually seep into your skin a little bit and create a barrier to keep those rays from coming into your skin. The topical ones, or the physical sunscreens, literally sit on top of the skin, and those are the ones that can actually clog pores because it traps in bacteria, it traps in sweat. And all of those things, so that can trigger bacteria. So if you're using those kinds of sunscreens, make sure at the end of the day when you're out of the sun that you are washing your face thoroughly to really get those topical ones off. And you may have to wash more than one time, but to avoid those kind of clogged pores and things that the physical sunscreens do, then you'll make sure you need to wash that.
Yeah, we always suggest to cleanse twice. Just no matter your daily cleansing routine, you need to wash twice, because the first time you wash gets off any excess makeup that you didn't remove, any excess sunscreen, anything, dirt or some, stuff from the day. And then the second one actually cleanses. So we always suggest doing that twice, and using something that's going to help, balance out your skin after like a toner. Another one that I think is very obvious, but it's definitely something we want to touch on, is diet. High carb diet, lots of processed foods, something like sugars, high in sugars, especially processed sugars. Yeah, I know. All the good things
Everything
are.
We love.
Sorry, it's not good for your skin. So you definitely want to, especially during certain times of the month for women, you want to watch what you're eating, so that you're eating stuff that's high in nutrients and water and stuff like that, versus things that are processed that will clog your pores.
That's true.
So what else do we have?
These next two, as I sit here and look at it, they actually go together: stress and cell phones.
Oh yeah.
It's almost like they go hand in hand.
Yeah.
No pun intended. Yeah. All of my puns are intentional, by the way. Work-related stress, relational stress, any of those things, while they don't cause acne or they don't cause blemishes, they can exacerbate it. So it will increase just because your hormones change and different things go on within your body when you're stressed. And then cell phones, I know you kind of have a soapbox about that.
I keep saying this, the whole petri dish of bacteria, that is another one of those things. It's your loofah you should be throwing away if you haven't already, and then your cell phone. You need to make sure you're wiping it down with like a Clorox wipe, something with alcohol or antibacterial, wipe of some kind, probably daily, because you've got dead skin cells and makeup and your hands and dirt and
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So your hands, beware of your hands and what they touch and what's on your face. And all that. The last one that was surprising, that actually surprised me, was dry skin.
That is interesting.
It's interesting. So I know the oily skin typically is the one that's going to cause the most
and we
blemishes. We associate that. However, with severe dry skin, it can cause breakouts because what it does is it creates those microscopic cracks and fissures within your skin, and that's just a breeding ground for dead skin cells to get stuck and bacteria to get trapped in there, which can cause pimples or outbreaks. And so if you're dealing with severe dry skin, make sure that exfoliation is a regular part of your skincare regimen. You want to make sure that you remove all of those dead skin cells so that they don't get trapped in there. And moisturize well, keep your skin healthy, and do all those things that you need to do, and use the kind of things that can get bacteria off of your face as well.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I want to move into a segment that we've never done before, and I thought it was really interesting, and we needed to touch on because we haven't talked about it before. And this has a direct effect or direct correlation with acne, and it is our menstrual cycles. So women, pay attention for just a second. We took an article from the website Flow. It's called Spots, Dry and Oily Skin, How Hormones Affect Your Skin Before and During Your Period. So this actually breaks down different parts of your menstrual cycle from, the weeks leading up to your actual cycle. And so we're going to kind of break that down a little bit and talk about each, what you should be doing for your skin during each stage. So kind of an overview is the average menstrual cycle. Skin experiences different periods of dryness and oiliness. It will be most problematic during your period and a couple days prior. And then all this happens due to a buildup of sebum underneath the skin and causes the oiliness.
Right. And there are multiple hormones that can cause oily skin, and so there's so many things going on inside the body anyway, but what we're talking about is your progesterone, estrogen, and testosterone. They all affect the oiliness and the appearance of dry skin when that happens. So estrogen is going to reach its high and low point during the typical cycle, and what it does is it changes the skin texture. So estrogen contributes to the thickness of the skin, also the integrity and the structural aspects of the skin. So as that fluctuates, then your skin's going to look different. The structure is going to change, and it's going to feel different. Progesterone is going to cause breakouts because it induces larger sebum buildup. So you start to produce more sebum as your progesterone levels go up, which can get trapped underneath the skin. Where testosterone comes in and it plays a role is it's responsible for that natural moisture level within your skin. So as it fluctuates, as it increases, then your moisture levels are going to increase in your skin, and then as it decreases, it's going to go down. And so that can play a big role in just how your skin looks, how it feels, the plumpness, the glow of it, as those change.
Yeah, absolutely. So, ladies, the first first breakdown of the cycle that we want to talk about and what to expect is the first week. So, estrogen and progesterone are low. Normal cleansing and moisturizing is okay. And this basically the skin, can be dry and dull. Lines can appear more obvious during this time. So basically, just hydration, moisturize. You want to use, the best skin boosters essentially during this time. And then cleansing regularly will help protect from bacteria. So it's crucial, even though no blemishes are present at this time. The follicular phase is the next phase that you go to in the menstrual cycle, and it's the first 10 to 16 days. Estrogen levels are beginning to rise, so your skin's on its best behavior. It looks wonderful. You're less likely to suffer from irritation. You get that emotional uplift, which is wonderful, because of the increase in serotonin levels. You definitely have a healthy glow, especially until about day 9. And the testosterone rises, so that is it increases your natural moisture and, like you said, collagen. So your daily routine during this period of time is basically all the nourishment that you need, and your skin's going to react well to it. So you're looking at day 1 to or a few days prior from your period till about day 16.
Okay.
Would be good.
So at about day 14, which is ovulation in the typical average cycle, this is really when your skin's going to look the best, probably for the next 5 days or so.
Yes.
So that's when all of those hormones are at their peak levels and functioning as they should. And then as they decrease, then you're going to see more oily skin, probably is what you'll see.
Yeah.
There's also a luteinizing hormone that gets activated during this phase that makes your skin more prone to bacteria.
Yes.
So this is the time really after that 5-day period that you need to be careful and make sure that you are doing some things to wash your face to remove that bacteria. This is the best time to use products that are very specific to fight acne because it's going to go after those things like the bacteria and the excess oil and things like that to remove it. You want to avoid going to bed with makeup on. Make sure that you are washing your face during this time, and wash your hands because your skin is going to be more susceptible to bacteria. Anything that gets on your hands and you touch your face, then that's exactly where it's going. It is good to use oil-free skincare at this point. Water-based products are going to be the best, and avoid anything that clogs pores or that can trap things within the pores.
Yeah, absolutely. So the next phase after that, so we've got the follicular stage, you've got your ovulation, and then it's going to be the luteal phase. This one is like the premenstrual symptoms that you may have, like cramps, junk food cravings, irritable mood, uncomfortable skin changes. This is whenever your body starts kind of freaking out a little bit. So you want to keep your skin routine light. I know that that's kind of like the reverse what we, want to do. We want to get in there and like manage and scrub and everything like what we were saying earlier. But this is where you want to actually go lighter because your skin's freaking out. You don't want to irritate it even more. So you want to focus on hydration and avoid layering products, especially oil-based products. And then you want to add vitamins to your diet. I know everyone should be taking like a multivitamin of some kind, but if you don't, this would be a great time to start that during your menstrual cycle. It'll definitely help. And introducing your diet foods like that are heavy in water. So when you say eat your water, like fruits and vegetables and that kind of thing, so that you can keep your hydration levels up. You definitely want to avoid salty foods. And this is like, salty foods are my thing. Like, I love salty foods. And especially if I have a craving, I'm like, don't give me the sweets, give me the salty.
I alternate. Salty, sweet, salty, sweet.
That's pretty good.
I mean, in the same sitting.
In the same sitting. Well, that's just all about balance.
Yeah. I'm balanced. That's good.
But in this case, let's not.
Right.
We definitely want to avoid processed foods, things that are salty, because it can cause bloating and it can make the skin drier and cause more breakouts. So definitely be devoted to cleansing your skin. It's really important that you are really cleansing your skin during this time. And you want to definitely, like you said earlier, focus on things that will help treat acne because really in each stage you're going to have, the bacteria is going to be on your face, and then comes the pimples in the luteal stage. So avoid makeup. You want to give your skin time to breathe, and then if you do want to wear makeup, maybe go with something lighter like a tinted moisturizer or something like that that's helping, has an SPF and is helping with your moisture levels on your surface skin.
Yeah. So let's talk about treatment options and different things that you can do as the professional. The good thing is there's several things that you can do, and quite honestly, these work really well together. And in all truth, that it probably is going to take a combination of things for an overall treatment plan, really to either stop what's going on or to maintain it and control it, because it is going to come back no matter what you do. Bacteria and oil, it's just going to be an ongoing process with all of us just because of the way that the skin works. So I think if you can set the expectation with your clients that, this is a process and this is a long-term treatment plan, and we can do several different things. As far as professional services that are really available that work well, there's laser treatments right now, there's light treatments, chemical peels, microdermabrasion, and then different skincare products that you can use in conjunction. So we'll talk first about just the laser treatments. I think the research on lasers is still out in a lot of cases. Usually you're going to see this used more with scarring and different things that you're trying to correct there. It can have some effect on acne and do that, but it's just like anything else, it is going to come back. So it will kill bacteria and it will help. but it's so individual and it is time consuming and it's expensive.
It is expensive.
So a lot of people won't be able to afford these treatments to do that. I'm not saying that in some cases they are great, especially in your more severe cases where you're really trying to correct scarring. I think that's a good option. But it works well in conjunction with other services too.
Yeah, the one that I really like and I've tried before, which is it's been really a fun experience, is light therapy. I didn't realize that was an option because I thought light therapy meant lasers, and it's not the case at all. So light therapy is they're stronger devices that are more effective but only provide temporary relief, but they are really good for more sensitive skin types, I think. So they're effective preventing papules and pustules, less effective on whiteheads and blackheads, nodules, and cysts. So cysts and nodules are just really, really tough to treat and to manage. So even though the pimple may go down, you still may have some scarring, or pockets of the left over. So the light therapy helps kill some bacteria and helps with inflammation, and it's best whenever it's used with other treatments. So like a hydration treatment would be really good. And then light therapy during the same setting. And I like that it's cost effective. So we've seen it, about $40 per treatment. And it's probably more whenever it's in conjunction with other things. But like we said, it does work better whenever you're pairing multiple, treatments in the same setting. Yeah,
that's true. And it's always, you're going to have to find out what works best for your clients too, and there's going to be some sort of combination that works best, and what works for one person may not exactly work for another. But you can test a few things and see what works. Chemical peels, obviously we're going to talk about chemical peels. We do carry a lot of chemical peels, and we have seen great results with acne, and there are lots of different acids that are effective on acne, and this is where you can test and find different things too that work with your client. Depending on their skin type and how they react and things like that, and what they need, if they have dry skin or oily skin or how young they are, all that factors into what they do. But they also, chemical peels work so well in conjunction with other services, like microdermabrasion or dermaplaning, different things like that you're going to be using within, even with light therapy too. I mean, it's a great combination to use these things in conjunction together to really get an effective treatment. The peels that we've seen that have been the most effective has been salicylic, because it's an oil-loving ingredient, and it's really going to go in and clean out those pores. The mandelic peel has really been effective, and it doesn't irritate.
And you can do it more often too. So like you can do a 3-layer mandelic every 2 weeks, and on like someone like me, I could get that done, and that would help me manage my skin condition. Yeah,
absolutely. Glycolic and lactic are also effective with those, and in all the studies that we've seen. And the Jesner peel is really, really good because it does combine lactic, salicylic, and some resorcinol, and it's going to go a little bit deeper. So if you're dealing with some nodules or cystic lesions or things like that, something that's going to go a little bit deeper into the skin may be more effective. And so you can try these out on your clients and see how that works. But these are the ones that we've seen that have been the most effective, but especially long-term plan. You want to make sure that you do a lot of things and then set your client up for success by really planning these things out.
And just a note, when it comes to your setting up your treatment plan with your client, I think it's really important to, in your consultation and introductory, kind of sit down with them, find out when their cycle was, because like we were saying earlier, during, different parts of your cycle, you need to be doing different things to the skin, or your skin needs certain things versus others. And so it's really good to kind of get an idea of when their last period was, so you can kind of get an idea of how their hormones are where their hormones are at, and like progesterone and testosterone and everything. So you can do a legitimate treatment plan that will coincide with what their body's naturally doing.
Yeah, and there's one article I read, I don't remember which one it was, but it showed that people who do have professional treatments on a regular basis maintain their acne a whole lot better than if you don't. And so I think as a professional, you really can help people. With these things too that happen, maybe every 3 to 4 weeks, it's not that expensive, I think, to do a series of chemical peels and different things, and you can mix up different things with a good plan. So skincare is also a part of it. You cannot do this with treatments alone. They're going to have to be an at-home regimen as well. And so there are just some key ingredients that really do well with acne. AHAs,
Mandelic,
salicylic acid is awesome.
Is this?
Yeah. Oh. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Yeah, salicylic acid. Yeah, I knew you knew that.
Just testing.
Yeah, thanks. Retinoids, vitamin A derivatives, really are effective with acne.
Yeah, one ingredient that I thought was interesting is willow bark, and it's maybe new to some people, but it's actually in our 360 cleansing pads if you're interested. But I like the fact that it's willow bark. It's a natural derivative. So
yeah, and it's an alternative a lot of times to salicylic acid.
Yes.
So if you're sensitive to salicylic acid, then willow bark can act the same way and go after that oil and do that. So it's a great alternative. Tea tree oil is really good with acne. Benzoyl peroxide, that's available widely in a lot of over-the-counter products, but it is also one of the good ones. Clay actually is really good.
Yeah,
it can help draw out those impurities as it hardens and really pulls that stuff out.
Yeah, absolutely.
A couple of different masks that we have. There's a Mediterranean mud mask and our detoxifying mint mask.
Yeah, I love the detoxifying mint mask for acneic skin specifically, just because it has a really nice cooling effect to it. The the mintiness that's in it is going to help with inflammation as well. But it's also going to pull. Actually looks like it's oxidizing as it dries on the skin, and it pulls out. You can literally see where you had oil on your face and stuff like that, and then it pulls out these impurities. It was really freaky to me the first time I used it because I'm sitting here going like, what's going on in my face? Is it supposed to do this? But it felt amazing afterward. And I followed up with squalene, which is another great one for acne. It is an oil-based product, but it's seaweed, so it's a plant-derived product, which is really good for your skin.
Yeah, it's non-comedogenic, and that's what we get excited about, because you do need moisture. Even though you're dealing with acne and you're trying to dry these things up, your skin still needs moisture. And so non-comedogenic products like squalene oil and even argan oil these are the two highest rated ones on there, so they're great moisturizers if you have oily skin or if you're dealing with acne to provide that, because if you don't provide the moisture back, then it's just going to overproduce sebum, which is going to cause more clogged pores, trap in bacteria, and you're going to get more breakouts.
So basically, keep your moisture barrier intact.
Yes.
Clean your phone. And change your pillowcase. Eat your vegetables, and wash your face.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
We just summed it up. That was awesome.
Easy.
Yeah.
It makes acne sound really manageable.
Yeah.
I love it. Well,
so what are we going to do special, Kristen?
So I think we should do the salicylic peels.
I think that's a grand idea.
Yeah, because salicylic is so oil loving, and it's derived from aspirin, so it's really good for inflammation. Those two specific things are really good when it comes to acneic skin types, and so I think we should put those on sale.
Well, I'll tell you what. Let's do 15% off.
We'll do 15% off.
15% off for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
till the next live.
Yeah, till the next live. We'll have 15% off on all salicylic peels.
Yeah, so we've got 10, 20, and 30% of those, and
depending on what you need.
Yeah, depending on what you need.
We've also put together an acne facial bundle. So
I'm really excited about this.
If you want somebody who just comes in for a facial treatment, then we've got some things that we've put together that we think would be really good.
Yes.
So tell them about that, Kristen.
So I'm really excited about this one, really, if you can't tell. It's the back bar size AHA, so it's like this massive, AHA cleanser with a pump on it, and then the squalene, back bar size of the squalene, which is our hydrocell turnover booster, and then it's also the microdermal scrub, which is one of my favorites. But yeah, if you have, especially for like those teens that may come in, or somebody that's maybe between chemical peels or something like that, it's a really great treatment using all three of those products if they have any kind of acne issues.
Yeah, and I think it hits everything that you want. And so with the AHA is an exfoliating cleanser with a light exfoliation in it, and the microdermal scrub, when you use that, it has a special sodium bicarb crystal in it it's specifically designed for the scrub. It also has retinoids in it, so it has retinol in it, so it's going to help fight acne, but it also warms as you apply it.
Yes.
It smells amazing.
It does smell amazing.
Really a great citrus aroma that's in there, and then you can follow up at the end with the squalene, the non-comedogenic moisturizing oil that's going to be great. And so it's a nice, just a facial treatment, so it's going to feel good and it's going to smell good, and it's going to really do some great things for their skin. So I think your clients would love it.
Yeah, absolutely. And on the microdermal scrub, follow the label to a T. because it will be worth it. Like the first time I used it, I was like, oh, it's a scrub. I know what to do with the scrub, you know, blah. No, it is an experience like no other.
Yeah, it is, and it's a great facial treatment. That's what I love about it, especially to put it with these, because you can provide a really nice treatment. And so we'll do 15% off.
Okay.
Of that too. So we'll put those together and what it would cost typically to buy those separately, and I'll just knock 15% off if you buy all three.
That works.
How about that?
That's awesome. Well, we're excited. So the last thing that we have today is during the month of February, if you ordered $300 or more, you were put into a drawing for a supplies giveaway. So that includes like a ton of things. Oh my gosh, it's like a ton of stuff.
Giving away the store again.
Cotton squares, the sponges, compressed sponges, rayon swabs, headbands, suction bulbs, I think we're on there. I mean, basically like anything you need whenever it comes to your back bar supplies. And also we included a couple masks in there, so it's a really big giveaway. And so we're gonna do the drawing.
Let's do the drawing.
The drawing live. Okay.
Okay.
All right, and you mix it up.
Yeah, I'm not gonna see who it is. Tell them what they won, Kristen.
Angelita Del Rossi from, I think it's how do you say that? Unoya Medical Spa. Well, anyway, Angelita, you won.
Yes, way to go. Congratulations.
And maybe you should let us know how to pronounce your business.
So sorry, we butchered that. And I'm so sorry, but I think she's in Corpus Christi, I think.
Is it?
If I'm remembering correctly, and this is totally by memory, so don't hold me to this, but I think that's where she is.
Well, I'm excited. Well, Angelita, we will be in touch with you, and we will get you this... You're going to be expecting a big box of supplies, so we're excited.
Stuff is on the way.
Excellent. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us, and thank you for, for those that were put in the drawing last month for the giveaway, and we'll be back in a few weeks. I don't remember what we're talking about, but it's going to be a great topic, whatever we discuss. Awesome. We'll see y'all, I guess, in a few weeks. If you need anything, please let us know. We've got the salicylics are already on our website for 15% off, so you can go to skintherapeutic.com to get those. And
that's it.
Have a great day.
Well, thanks, guys.
See y'all soon.